Our team, last year we kind of knew we had a lot of inexperience. We had guys, that hadn't necessarily got out there and been able to do it under the gun like we expect them to. And my name is Kyle Clough, and I've been the head varsity basketball coach here now for 4 years. Our goals really never change. We're trying to be a team good enough to win the OK Red Championship is always our first goal. And then we want to be good enough to win our district, which usually stays the same from year to year. And then hopefully, be a team that's good enough to win a regional. Well, we had some seniors back. Alex Verity, Andrew Carlson were both guys that were back at Caden Seeley. They had played as juniors a little bit. And then Brendan Schuler and Sam Christ, who had played for us as sophomores, were also going to be second-year varsity players. And so Andrew and Alex and Sam and Brendan were elected captains for us before the season, and so they carried a lot of that leadership load for us.
I'm Sam Christ, and I play shooting guard. We knew we had a tough schedule going into the season. We knew we were playing some good teams.
We played Traverse City West here as our home opener, and we got a great win, first game of the year. And then we went through a little tough stretch where we went to Muskegon, lost a close one, and then lost by 1 at Grand Rapids Union right after it that week. And then usually we play in a holiday tournament, before Christmas, and last year we played at Aquinas against East Grand Rapids and Northview. So that was kind of our preseason schedule, and then we get into every year after Christmas when we start back in January, our OK Red schedule starts right away.
We had a couple big games against Hudsonville, and we lost both of those. One of our biggest wins was when we played Granville at home on the Coaches vs. Cancer night. There's a big crowd for that game, and we really came together as a team and played really well.
We really struggled to win the close ones last year with that group. I think we ended up 6-14 in the regular season. 9 of our 14 losses we led with less than 5 minutes to go in the game. And so a lot of really close games for those guys. Unfortunately, we just kind of found a few different ways to not get it done. And we did lose a lot of close ones early on there, and kind of had our backs against the wall when we got ready for the state tournament. We actually came out and played very well early. We built a pretty good lead against them. We played very well offensively. We were able to score, and defensively we were able to really shut them down. And so we stretched the lead to double digits there, I think, in the first half. As expected, they came out in the third quarter and closed the gap a little bit, and they even took maybe a 2 or 3 point lead at one point there, going close to the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then Sam Christ made a big basket for us down the stretch. So guys, our leaders did what they needed to do. They emerged a little bit, and we ended up winning by, I think, 5. And again, I think that it was a 1 or 2 possession game there for much of the fourth quarter, and Schuler's free throws gave us a 2 possession lead, and we were able to get a stop and put them in position where their last possession, I think that, again, they got the ball back and they were down 4 or maybe 5, and it was virtually over. So, and when we got back in here Tuesday, we talked about a lot of those good things and the reasons that we won the game, and then we turned our attention right away to Northview. The game was, again, a very back-and-forth game. It was very close pretty much the whole way. I think maybe we had a 1 or 2 point lead at halftime. And as we actually got into the third quarter, they ended up pulling ahead. I think they got ahead by as many as 7 maybe at one point in the game, whether it was toward the end of the third quarter or early in the fourth quarter. And our guys had a different sense of cool about them. You felt that in the moment. We got down 2, and Sam Christ hit a big 3. For us to take the lead for the first time, I think, there in the fourth quarter, and then, again, made some big free throws, made some big stops, did what we had to do down to the very end. We were able to come in here on Thursday. We sat in here, had a great meeting, got word as we were sitting in here. That was when the word came out from the MHSA that there was going to be no game on Friday. It was going to be suspended temporarily. And so, those guys deserve a lot of credit, because there would have been a lot of people that would have just kind of packed that thing in. And I've been through that. I've had teams in the past, or been around teams in the past, that when you lose a bunch of games like that are really close, you just kind of become a believer that that's just the way it's going to be, right? And so for them to put themselves back out there, the vulnerability or whatever you want to call it, and the trust in our staff and the trust in our system to say, hey, we're going to keep doing this and keep doing it until we finally knock that door down. And then to see that come to fruition against Central and then also back-to-back with Northview, that was a really proud moment. I think that it was just the stick-to-itiveness, and that quality that you want these guys to have when they're older and they're adults. And those kinds of things were really neat to see for our guys to believe in that and to really see it come to the end there was, like I said, one of those reasons that you coach.